Hey friends, it is your friend in flowers, Lisa Mason Ziegler, and I have flowers for you today. How about it, right? We are deep in sunflowers, and how perfect is that for fall? Part of our plan, right? So welcome, friends. We're going to get your Labor Day weekend started right now here with us today. And in today's show, I'm going to be sharing my tips for working smarter, not harder in your garden and on your farm. We're going to look at all this beautifulness. And this isn't even all of them, y'all. We couldn't fit them all up here. See what's blooming here on the farm. We're going to have a free drawing, a giveaway, as we do every single week. I love doing that. And remember, at the end of the show, we're going to do a little Q&A. So if you have a question you'd like for me to try to answer, in the comments, you can just put @Lisa and put your question, and the team will gather those up and pick a couple at the end of the show, and I'll do my best to answer those for you. So before we get started, I would love for you to hit that share button at the bottom of your screen. That lets people know that we're live, you're here, and we'll invite them to come over and join us here in the show. So want to remind everybody just a little bit of housekeeping, right? So our shipper, UPS, and the post office is now requiring to have a phone number on our orders. So please check your account and update, make sure your phone number is on there, that your email is correct so we can send you tracking tickets, and that'll get you set up for a smooth transition on that. Now, if you're joining us on social media, I totally love that you're here, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram. But what you need to know is we have a phone app, and when you're inside the app, there's so many more functions. First off, you can participate in the giveaway. You can create a favorites list, and you can watch replays and just shop anytime. We are learning that people are shopping as much on our app as they are on our website, which just totally blows our minds, right? And more importantly, when you are live inside the app during the live show, you can chat with other viewers, right? So that's super fun. Now, typically every week we sell out of stuff during the live show. So if you go to put a product in your cart and it says out of stock, get notified, then you want to get on that notification list. All that simply means is that when it gets back in stock, you'll get a notification. And sometimes the team is working behind the scenes, bringing stock over from our website over here to the phone app stock. So don't be afraid to do that. And remember, if you're seeing people post the sunflower emoji, those are folks that are identifying themselves as our students. The Gardeners Workshop family is what we consider them, and we absolutely love it when they do that. Now, friends, you know I love giving stuff away, and this week is no different. I am giving away a $25 store credit, and to enter, you just hit that giveaway button at the top of your screen, and that will enter, and I will draw this at the end of the show, and you have to be here to claim it, and we will drop a $25 credit right into your cart at the end of the show. So be sure and hit that. Now, the deal of the day, we always have a special every week, and this week it is one of our favorite gardening tools. Do you know what this is, y'all? This is a Hori Hori garden knife. And I wasn't sure what we were going to use this for years ago when I was introduced to it, and now I know that I can hardly garden without it. There's just so many different uses from, as my sister will say, what do you use it for, sister?
Digging,
harvesting rocks out in the garden, as well as planting bulbs, sticking a hole in the ground and pulling and dropping your bulbs in. I also use this for planting the 2-inch and the 1.5-inch soil blocks. And you use this tool for all the stuff you should not be putting your clippers in the ground to do. And I mean, it's got a serrated edge on it. It's super heavy duty, and it comes with the sheath. And this is 20% off through Sunday at 8 a.m. or while supplies last. So it's regularly $46.95, and it is on sale for $37.56. If you have a gardener in your life or a farmer, they would love this tool, but you want to have one too. And it does come with a sheath that you put on your belt. And the Hori Hori is really, it's great for container gardening also. I love it for that. So there's no code needed when you purchase it. The price is marked inside the app, and this is on the app only. So we totally love that. So let's talk about tip of the day, and that is to continue learning and improving is the key to success. And, don't get stuck in a rut. And I almost said, don't get stuck in a nut. And it's the same thing. Think about being inside of a nutshell, just running around in circles and circles. Don't let that happen to you. Just continue to learn and stay open to new techniques, technologies, and methods that can save you time and efforts. I mean, I was just talking about this yesterday when I was doing a broadcast that, here I am 27 years in and I am still finding different ways to do things, right? But you have to have your ears open and your mind open to actually do that. So let's talk about that, work smarter, not harder. And, you know, I used to hear people talk about that often and think, oh, what the heck is that? Well, it is really, really true. So we have several points here. And number one is to plan and design your garden spaces for efficiency. This is inside and outside, even your grow room. But I'll tell you what, we're taking a really big step here on our flower farm this year. Right now, I currently have 3 large gardens that are in different areas here on our farm. We are actually scaling back to one bigger garden next year. We are so inefficient this year because we have to go cut over there, cut over here, and cut down here. And those are the things I'm thinking about. And it's really hard. We won't be growing as much, but I know our efficiency is going to go up. We're going to get more out of less by doing this, but it's scary. And we can do it, and also in your grow room. Now is the time to really take a look at your indoor growing space as we're in the midst of seed starting for cool flowers, right? And the one that I love the most, number 2, is eat the ugly frog first. I'm a huge believer in this. The best place to even start thinking about this is when you're harvesting. What is the crop that is the worst to harvest? You hate harvesting it. It's a mess. It takes longer or it makes your back hurt. You do that one first thing in the morning. Get it out of the way while you're fresh, and then you'll just be so rewarded for that. The rest of your day will be better. Look at your whole garden, home, yard, farm, whatever you're doing with that mentality. Do the worst job first and get it out of the way. Number 3 is regular maintenance. Doing a little bit of weeding every week is a whole lot better than thinking you're going to just do it once a month and take care of it all. It is so much worse that way. And so, have you ever read things that'll say, 10 minutes in your garden each day will keep it weed free. Well, it's not that you can keep it weed free in 10 minutes. It's that going out there each day and walking, you'll see a weed here and a weed there. And if you stop and pull those few weeds, they never get ahead of you. That's the secret, is enjoying your garden and you don't go out there to weed, you go out to tend your garden, and weeding is just one little piece of that when you stay on top of it. And then, quality tools, y'all. All of the tools that I use, which are the only tools that we sell, are the tools that I use for life. If you don't leave them outside in the weather, they'll be part of your estate, right? Your kids will be figuring out what to do with them. Quality tools make all the difference in the world. A pair of great clippers. This is the best gift I have ever given to anybody. Having nice clippers that do the job easily without straining your arm make all the difference in the world. And then to spread out the work, my book, Vegetables Love Flowers, is all about really helping you to wrap your head around succession planting. And the biggest part of succession planting for me means we spread the work out. You're not racing out there in spring to plant everything. You are just, whenever you start gardening, you're just picking up where you are and doing the chores that need to be done. And there's constant stuff that needs to be done. Succession planting will change your life. Trust me. And then let nature do the work for you. Control pests by supporting nature. And we do that here on our farm. We don't use pesticides. It takes a couple of years to truly restore nature to your home, yard, and farm by stepping away from pesticides, allowing the good creatures to come back in and to help you control. And then another part of that, which I talk about in Vegetables Love Flowers also, is sometimes you eliminate the pesky plants and shrubs that you might be growing. And all of that works together. And here's another one, harvest completely. We are still harvesting, as you'll see today, straw flowers from that first straw flower bed that was planted in mid-February here. And it's not just a stem here and stem there. It is just plentiful. And it's because we have kept it cut clean twice a week, all summer long. Doing your harvest regularly will change your world. It's better to plant less and cut it all than to plant more and cut around, because it will not last very long. And if you're a business owner, you need to get help. If you can't get all the work done, you need to either reevaluate, you need to downsize, or you need to get help. You need to really be honest with yourself on that, and that will make all the difference in the world. So let's talk about some of the resources that we have to help you out. So this is the Cut Flower Handbook. This is my latest book. And this is a beautiful hardback book, 240 pages with 225 beautiful images. There are seedling images in here to help you identify seedlings. The first part of the book teaches you how a cut flower garden works, then how to do it, and then it features 66 of the workhorses that we grow here on our farm. And I would love to sign a copy for you. And when you purchase the book from us, it comes with a bonus PDF download called Make the Flowers That Didn't Make the Book. Y'all, there's never enough room in a book. And so we've included some of those in the PDF. And then I mentioned this one earlier, Vegetables Love Flowers. This is a great introduction to how a garden works. And what the book is really about is how flowers benefit a vegetable garden, not by companion planting by what most people think. It's about how flowers invite all the pollinators in, all the beneficial insects that are going to help you do pest control. And it tells you how to do it, as well as succession planting and how I farm and garden without using pesticides. This book, when you purchase it from us, comes with a video book study. I talked to the photographer. Suzanne and I talk about it. So it's kind of like the backstory that goes with the book. So I would love to sign that book for you also. And then, of course, the book that started it all 10 years ago. This is its 10th year anniversary. I can't even believe it. This is Cool Flowers. This is the first baby bite on learning about how to grow cool season hardy annuals. Y'all, I didn't make this up. I just rekindled what our grandmas and great-grandmas used to do when they were so in touch with their gardens, right? So this is an easy read. It really introduces the concept of how you can grow cool season hardy annuals. And this also comes with a video book study when you buy the book from us on kind of like the backstory. And so I would love to sign that for you. So now I am going to do a soil blocking demonstration. And there we go. So this is the blocking mix, which we always have the recipe on our website, and we also offer the ready-made mix. And it tells you in the recipe and in the instructions that come with a soil blocker how much water to soil, because you can see it's really pretty moist. And y'all, a potato masher is my favorite tool for mixing the water all together. This is the small blocker. We're going to be sowing snapdragons today, and I use the small blocker almost exclusively, except when the seed is too large to actually fit in this small block. So you can see I pushed it down twice. I scraped the excess off, and we use flat bottom trays with no drainage holes. What this means is that you can start seeds and support them anywhere in your home. You don't have to worry about water running everywhere. This is our mini tray, and that holds one set of 20. And there it is, friends. You just made 20 little containers to sow your seeds in, right? So do you want me to sow the seeds here?
Yes.
Okay. So let's actually, if somebody can hold it, yeah. All right. So I put the seeds into this little seed pan, And this is an aluminum seed pan, and that eliminates all static electricity. And I have a toothpick that I have moistened with saliva, and you can see, sorry y'all, everything's backwards, so I'm trying to show you. Yeah, hold still for a minute. I'm just trying to show them. See that little black dot on the end of my toothpick? Literally, the seed just hops right on when you have no static electricity. And if you see that I have the seed on my toothpick and I'm literally kind of wiping it off, I'm firmly seeding the seed and wiping it. And that is how you sow seeds that need light, of which snapdragons do. And I'll tell you another little tip, because I'm suffering from it right now. If you put a lot of seeds in here, it's hard to just pick up one seed, which is what you want to do, right? So you just firmly place the toothpick on and wipe the seed off. Seed and wipe. And it really goes quite quickly. And that's how we sow snapdragons. And so whether you need to cover a seed or not, actually is on your seed packet. It should tell you whether or not, if you, sorry y'all, we're getting this new second camera under control and it's going so great today. Thank y'all for walking through it with us. So on your actual seed packet, at least our seed packets, it tells you right on there, do you cover it with soil or not? That is a huge piece of, oftentimes we get reached out to by customers that are struggling with something not germinating. And so often they did the opposite of what it needs. You just need to read your seed packet, right? So let's take a look at how you can get the soil blocking equipment. Now, the number one customer favorite that we have sold, I guess we've sold it now for 15 years, is the Soil Block Maker Kit. This kit includes the small blocker, like you just saw me use, which makes 20 of the 3/4 inch. It includes a bag of that ready-made mix. This bag makes about 500 of those little 3/4 inch blocks. The kit also includes my Seed Starting Made Easy online course. Y'all, this course is about 116 minutes long, and it's broken up into a lot of little sessions. It walks you through soil blocking from beginning to end, but also direct sowing seeds outside. It also includes planting sunflowers in plug trays, and it also includes the commercial soil blocker, the Swift blocker. So that comes with your kit. And then you have your choice of either 3 packs of warm season seeds or 3 packs of cool season seeds. And you make that selection when you're actually checking out. It also comes with a 5-pack of our trays. This tray holds 3 sets of 20. It has that aluminum seed pan. It also has our toothpick dispenser and the toothpicks, as well as some little wooden plant markers. So you get all of this for $89.95, and you also, it's $9.95 shipping, but you only pay that product shipping once. So if you buy multiple products, you only pay $9.95 once. So that gets you started actually making soil blocks, right? All right, so you can also purchase the ready-made mix by itself. It's $15.95. It's a 6-quart bag. It makes 500 to 600 of those small blocks, and we recommend sifting all seed starting mix before you start seeds. And this is no difference. You definitely want to sift that. Now, if you want to make your own blocking mix at home, we always have the recipe available for you on our website. And that's why we made the soil set. So the soil set includes the fungus gnat fighting kit. And anybody that started seeds indoors knows all about fungus gnats, right? So this has the yellow sticky traps that you just either can lay on your trays or hang in where you're doing your seed starting to capture the adults. And then the bits to go in your watering can once a week that actually eliminates the larva that's in the soil that grows into those adults. When you use these two together, as we do from the day we start seeds in mid-January up until we stop in November, these products are always in use, and that's what prevents you from having like a fungus gnat outbreak, which will make you crazy. This soil set also includes the toothpick dispenser, the seed pan, as well as the DIY nutrient. This nutrient, which is green sand and rock phosphate powder, is what you add to your peat moss or cocoa fiber and compost to make blocking mix, right? But you need to sift all of that good stuff, and this is our sifter. This fits beautifully on the top of a 5-gallon bucket, y'all. It makes it so streamlined. So this is the sifter, and you get all of this stuff, the seed pan, the toothpicks, the nutrient, and the fungus gnat fighting kit for $58.95. And all of these items are available separately here in the app, so you can check those out. Now, friends, we don't often bring these over here. These are our reusable green plastic trays. We import these from England, and they're super heavy duty. They're that molded plastic, so you can actually carry this tray full just like this. There is no flexing, right? So a 5-pack of these are $29.95. They're heavy duty, they're washable, they're 18 3/4 inches long and 6 inches wide and 3/4 inch tall. You know, I find that low sides like this is so key to good air circulation. And it will hold 5 sets of the 20 of the clusters of the 3/4 inch or 16 of the 2-inch blocks. So this is what we start now here on the farm for the stage of life that we're in. Instead of starting cafeteria trays that have 240, we use these trays that can start 100, right? So what's special about these over here today is that they have flat rate. They enjoy the flat rate shipping we're offering of $9.95. So that is the tray if you're a flower farmer. Now, I use all the size trays. It totally depends on how many of a plant we want. This is the mini tray, which holds a cluster of 20. They are $1.95 or a 25 pack for $6.95. These are reusable foam, y'all. We do not intend for you to dispose these. This is the small, which holds 2 sets of 20, and that is $2.95 for the 5-pack or $12.95 for the 25-pack. And then this is the one that comes in the kit. It's $3.95 for a 5-pack or $15.95, and it holds 3 sets of 20. All right, so another thing that you have to be sure and do, friends, is to mark your plantings. And for sure, direct seeding. It's really hard to remember what you planted where. We absolutely love using our outdoor garden marker. This is a marker that's actually made to withstand UV rays and moisture. And you can see from this garden stick that had been outside for like 18 months when I pulled it off to bring it in here. You can still read it. This will write on plastic, masking tape, and wood. It's $6.95, and we absolutely could not survive without several of those actually here in the farm. So the rest of the story on seed starting is a seedling heat mat. This has a built-in thermostat, which is triggered from the air temperature. And even cool season hardy annuals, we put on a seedling heat mat actually with cookie cooling racks. So you put their mat down, you plug it in, then the cookie cooling racks go on top of the heat mat, and that just creates a little bit of an airspace, right? They need warmth. They just don't need it hot like your warm season stuff does. So you can put up to 4 of those little trays that we just saw. If you put 4 of the larger trays, of the foam trays, that is 240 blocks that you can heat up at one time. So soil blocking is incredibly space savvy in addition to growing amazing transplants and doing it a little quicker. So sister, do you want to talk about the watering cans?
Sure. Hey guys, so this is our little espresso watering can, and it holds about 2 cups of water. And not only is it beautiful, you can use it to put flowers in or just to water your houseplants and leave it on your shelf after you're done watering it, just because it looks so precious. They're $29.95. It's stainless steel, and it's just beautiful. I just love this little espresso watering can. Now we also have a long neck, long spouted watering can. Now this holds about 4 cups, and we like to use this to water our soil blocks. It gives a gentle flow, and you just water the edge of the blocks, not pointing towards the blocks, but pointing towards the edge of the tray. And it gives a nice gentle flow, and again, it's beautiful just to leave sitting out when you're not using it. This one is $29.95 as well, and both just beautiful to have around the house and very useful as well. Next we have the Bio 360 mulch. Now this is a mulch coating that we put down over the flower bed. You see we've demonstrated this one a lot. It looks like plastic, but it's not. You can poke your finger right through it to plant through. We use a poker or a dandelion weeder sometimes to put a hole to be able to get this the hole for your planting. This stretches over your flower bed. It breaks down after a season. You just till it into the soil. It's a vegetable byproduct, so it actually feeds the soil when you're done. We could not have a farm without this. We use it all over the farm. And the 50-foot is $24.95. There's a 50-foot 6-pack, and it is $119.95. There's a 100-foot piece that's $39.95, and then a 3-pack of 100-foot is $110.95. And this actually comes rolled up with a sleeve, on a plastic sleeve, so you could actually pull this right onto a rod and put it on some concrete blocks, and you can just pull it out to your garden. Yeah, and there's a video in the app that shows that if you go to the product. Super useful. I use it in my landscape to just suppress weeds and put mulch over top of it. Just wonderful stuff, and definitely recommend that you try that if you have not. So here's the insect netting. You come talk about the insect netting. That's your baby.
Yeah. So y'all, this insect netting, I am really getting more and more pleased with it every day. So this is used, intended to be used as insect netting, meaning you use it like a row cover. It completely blocks insects' access to the plants, right? And I knew that I was going to use it on our kale and our broccoli and all those brassicas plants that, you know, those that white or yellow moth you see flying around this time of the year. Well, they're out there laying their eggs on the brassicas, and those eggs hatch into a caterpillar that eat your stuff, or you find it in your broccoli, right? This is what prevents them having access, and it does a fabulous job of that. But I'll tell you what else I've used it for. I am learning that this does not trap heat like a row cover does. That's the big difference between our lightweight row cover and this insect netting. It creates shade on a bed, and it allows heat to escape. I currently have my kale covered with this. We've been having over 95-degree days, and I totally expected our kale to be burnt up. And in fact, it is thriving out there, and I'm totally attributing it to this. This comes in a 6.5-foot wide, just like a row cover. A 20-foot piece is $33.95. A 50-foot piece is $82.95. A 100-foot piece is $159.95. And you know what I compare it to? It's like a pair of pantyhose. It's nylon and stretchy. It is much more durable. Totally love this. And I think there's a video on the product that talks about how I use it as a sun cap. Now, this is the row cover, which, you know, we use this for so many things. This is what we use for wind protection, environment protection during winter. And so this comes in a 50-foot piece. It's 6.5 feet wide. It's $26.95. And this is more fragile than that netting, but it does what the netting doesn't do. This blocks more wind. It doesn't allow as much air to pass through as the insect netting. So floating row cover is what we have out on our beds ready to go up when we have windstorms or if the deer are really grazing everything. And that's $26.95. Now, speaking of that kale that I'm growing out there, which is the ornamental cut flower kale, so it grows about this tall. If we didn't use support netting, we would not have any kale to cut. So this is nylon, and it's in 6-inch squares. This is what we use all over the farm for any flower that grows over like 18 or 20 inches. And it grows up through, so when we get torrential rain, it doesn't lay down. In this kale that's growing up, those heads are really heavy. We pack them in really tight so they grow really tall. Support netting is a big piece of the success story, and this is available It comes in it's 36 inches wide, but it comes in a 20-foot piece is $11.95. 50-foot piece is $21.95, and we have bigger pieces over on our website. I mean, like a 3,000-foot roll if you need it over on our big website, thegardenersworkshop.com.
Next up, we have my favorite kneeler. If you've ever seen those little squatty kneeling pads, this is its big, gigantic brother. This thing is 2 inches thick. It's 15 by 20, and it is so squishy and soft. I've been having a knee problem, and this is what I can use to do my home renovations as well as my gardening, and it just makes a big difference, its size and its thickness. The pad is $42.95. It's about 20 ounces, so it's not very heavy. You can carry it when you've got all your other stuff in your hands, and it's made in the USA. So this is the perfect gift. Get one for yourself, get one for everybody you know.
My husband works on his Harley on
Yep, Steve works on his Harley on this, Lisa's husband, so it is just the best. Next up, we have our mini wood dibber. This is the little teeny dibber that you could use to plant little teeny bulbs, but we love it because it'll poke right through that Bio 360 so that we can plant our little small soil blocks. And you want to make the hole as small as you can, because if the hole is bigger, then weed seeds get light and they germinate. So you want to keep the hole as small as you can so that you don't get any of those weed seeds coming up. The dibber is $7.95, and it's just precious. Everybody needs one. Next up, we have our hand weeder. We also call this the Bobo weeder, and this is what she uses to poke through the Bio 360 to plant our larger soil blocks. And again, this also could be used to pick up dandelions out of your lawn, but we love it just to poke those holes to plant our seedlings. And it is also $7.95. Nice hard handle, and again, you want to have this in your arsenal of your garden tools. Back in stock, we have the sod and harvest knife, one of our favorite tools. And which do you have up first, the large or the small, Susie?
The set.
Oh, it's the set. Okay, so we have the set. So this is our little hand weeder, and this is its little brother. These are serrated, kind of like a Ginsu knife. They're very sharp. They're great for harvesting greens. Lisa uses this to get anything that gets caught up in her tines of the tractor or the tiller. It's just very sharp, and you can use it to harvest different things, not really flowers, but for greens, for cutting all of those roots. Right now, this time of year, I have a bunch of perennials that I need to split, and this is what you want to be using to cut those roots and to split your perennials. So you get both the large and the small. This one is 2.5 inches, this one's 4.5 inches. They're $17.95, and they're available separately in the app. But get the set, give one to a friend. I mean, they're just the best tools to have around. I say that about every tool because, you know, we only sell a few tools, and they're all our favorite tools that we use here on the farm and at home. Next, we have our Japanese hand hose. Our hand hose we use just like we do our stand-up hose, and that is you want to place them flat on the ground and sink them down about an inch, inch and a half under the soil, and pull them through the soil. Think of a hot knife going through a stick of butter long ways. And what that does is it cuts down all of those little weed seeds in that top inch or so of soil. What happens if you do this? You're piling up soil, disturbing soil, and guess what? You brought all those weed seeds to the surface, which are now going to get light. So you're essentially planting weeds when you do that. If you do this every week, 10 days, once you do it a few times, guess what? All of the seeds in that top inch or so of soil have already germinated, and you're not going to have as many weeds. It also works for big weeds this way. We use this to draw a trough to plant seeds in, and we just love this tool. Now, this comes in a right-handed, and because Kelly, our niece, is left-handed, we got them to get us one in left-handed, because if you're right-handed, you can't use a left-handed one, but you can get one for each hand, and you can do double work if you want. The Japanese hand hoe are $24.95, and once you hit add to your cart, it will ask you if you want the left or the right-handed. Perfect gift for anyone who has a yard. Great stuff. All right, next up is our shearing pouch. Yes, I had this on my hip. This is what mine looks like. We love this pouch and the shears. First, the shears. These are bonsai shears. They're spring-loaded. They're so easy on our hands. We used to use big Felcos, and they just became bothersome as our hands tend to age. But these just make quick work of everything. We can harvest sunflowers, woodies, a good-sized woody you can still harvest with this, and it just makes easy work. The pouch we love because if you put your shears down to do something else, you're going to forget where it is. You'll find it 2 years later, tilled into the soil somewhere. So we have a pouch because we don't ever lay our shears down. They're always at our hip. And this actually buckles on, this slips onto your pocket so you don't have to wear a belt. So they're much cooler. Belts are really hot to wear in the summer, so we keep it on our pocket. This is what it looks like new. We will not send you my used one. This is the new pouch, and this is the shear, and they are just the best to use for, pruning around the yard or for cut flower gardening, and everybody loves them. So these also are a great gift. And I know I keep talking gifts, but that's just a few months down the road. So start making your lists. It's $55.95, and they're also available separately in the app. Next up, Hori Hori. This is our favorite rock harvesting knife. And this is also serrated, so it's great to split perennials, but it's for digging in the soil. You shouldn't be using your shears, or there's other tools you should not be putting down in the soil. This you can, and the metal goes up into the handle so you can pry with it, where if you pry with other tools, sometimes they break. So this is actually made for that extra leverage. We used to take this to shows, and a man did not walk by our table without stopping to take this out and see what was under the sheath. So perfect man gift. They love them, but it's useful for anybody that does gardening. And it is $37.56. Oh, is it on sale?
Deal of the day.
It's the deal of the day. I didn't read the top part. Sorry, 20% off our Hori Hori tool. And so you save $9.39. It's regularly $46.95. So certainly get this for a gift for someone. You won't be sorry. And this is in-app only while supplies last through Sunday, 8 a.m. All right, next up we have our craft sleeves. These are our sleeves that we use to put flowers in. And you can do that if you're selling flowers, or if you just have a little garden and you want to take some flowers to a friend. You can get the kids to decorate this. You can put your sticker or your logo on here. And the small one we usually use for smaller quantities of flowers, and we'll show you what it looks like in the big one here in just a second. A 10-pack is $5.25, a 50-pack is $21.95. So this is the big 20-inch craft sleeves, and this is what we use for a bouquet or larger quantities. And this is what Lisa had her sunflowers in for the opening, and now we're going to put another bouquet and show you how to use it. And we're going to go ahead and show you, this is up next, but I'm going to go ahead and show you us doing this as well. So this is the little decorative sleeve. We'll have this up in a few minutes. And you just slide that over. And then you take your sleeve and you slide your stems through. And just like that, you have a magical, beautiful bouquet. And it just really makes a difference. We would usually, if this was going to be in a bucket with other flowers, we would put a rubber band around this to keep the sleeve from getting in the water. And the 20-inch sleeves are 10-pack for $6.25, 50-pack is $24.95. Now, I'm going to deconstruct this because I want to show you the clear sleeves. So the clear sleeves, when we sold to grocery stores, there were some grocery stores that required you to use the clear sleeves. But just let me tell you, we like the craft. They're more earth-friendly. But if you have to use the plastic, they're so easy. You just stick it in, drop it down, pull it off, and there you go. That is your bouquet. And what does this do for you? It separates your bouquets in a bucket, even without the green decorative piece in here. But it keeps the flowers safe when people are milling around in the buckets looking for which flowers they want. And the clear ones just tend to let you see the flowers from the side if you don't have this pretty piece in place. The clear bouquet sleeves come in a 50-pack, and they're $29.95. And then next up we have the green decorative sleeve. Now they come 20 by 20. It's a 10-pack is $7.95. A 50-pack is $31.95. Non-woven material is porous and breathable. Pre-cut with an X in the center to use to make it easy. It's lime green, which just goes with any flower. And yeah, you can use it in either of the bouquet sleeves. And I also want to tell you that I looked at it and thought, this really would go in a gift bag. You know, we're always constantly throwing away tissue paper, and I thought how beautiful this would be to use in a gift bag, and that way you give a gift that's also reusable as far as the decorative piece that goes in there too. All right, so next up we have a reminder. We're giving away a $25 gift card. I'm going to put it right into your cart there. So you have to be present to win, and you have to hit buy now. And you're not going to really buy it. We're just putting you on the list so that you can be drawn, hopefully. Good luck to everybody. We hope you win it. We love giving away stuff.
All right, friends, it's time to hit through our flowers. And we have so many beautiful flowers to show you today. And I'm going to say what I always say. You always buy the flower seed. Yes, the background's moving. You're not getting dizzy, y'all, because I thought that at first. That's pretty funny. You should always buy the seed for a plant you want to grow when you meet the plant, and then store it properly. And when you get it, you file it in your seed vault, which is just where you keep your seeds, in the season you're supposed to start it. That way you never miss out. And the way we store properly is by using the desiccant packs. Keep them cool and keep them dry. A 2-pack of these are $2.95, and a 10-pack is $9.95, I think. And this is one of those tools you just need to have on hand so that you can store your seeds dry, right? So always buy the seed when you meet the flower. So first up, friends, look at hairy balls. If you did not see my demonstration on social media yesterday of how to get the aphids off your hairy balls, you just need to go to Gardener's Workshop Farm and Instagram, go to my feed, and just look for the hairy balls. And so hairy balls is, these are the seed pods. It's Gumpacarpus, Physocarpus, and this was a huge crop for us. It's also a monarch hosting plant. And yes, it's too late to plant them now, but you get your seeds to plant them and get them on your calendar for next year. Y'all, our zinnias are just absolutely amazing. Look at this. You know, orange is my favorite color. These are the Benaries Giants. We grow mostly Benaries. So this is the orange. They're just absolutely, oh my gosh, look at this one. This is how I like to cut them. Before the florets in the middle pop, while they're still developing, that's when they're just absolutely so beautiful. Look at this fall color. What do you think about red and orange? Think Southwest. How beautiful are they? And they're giant, y'all. They're just huge. And this is why we succession plant. While our first zinnias are still pumping out blooms, the newer ones are actually pumping out bigger flowers. So this is Carmine Rose, and I describe this color as like watermelon. That's what I used to put on my availability list. You know, your florist could care less what the name of it is. They just want to know what color it is. And this is one that I don't often grow for fall. This is bright pink, but if you have little girls or somebody that pink is their favorite color in your circle, then this is definitely the one you want to grow. Then we have this one, which is coral. This is really a cool color. It's kind of fluorescent, really beautiful. And then another excellent fall color is the Benaries Golden Yellow. They're pretty beautiful. And this is like white. You cut them early, y'all, to get them long before they start developing those florets, because they get dirty looking on the inside. And also insect damage shows up really easily on light colored flowers. So this is the Benaries Purple. And can you just tell how much darker this is? It's a beautiful color, but you typically would not have a bouquet just full of these. They're kind of dark, right? And then there's the lighter lilac Benaries, which are really beautiful. And that's a great color. And again, there's my favorite stage to harvest, before those florets pop. And then, gosh, y'all, look at this white. How gorgeous are these? And you'll see, that's got a few florets. I consider that old. What are we looking for? We're looking for this long before those florets pop. White is a useful color no matter what time of year, right? And then look at this. I only grow this one in fall. This is deep red, and this is how I like to cut them, y'all. I think maybe my stage of harvest is what made me such a success with our commercial customers, because this is what people often cut. See how mature that is? It's already starting to roll down the other side of the mountain towards death, right? These guys were still climbing the mountain, and they look different. It's just really a big difference.
Wine?
And then look,
Wine.
oh, wine. This is wine. Another great fall color. I don't grow this earlier in the season just for fall. Really beautiful. And then y'all, this one you can grow year round. I mean, as long as you can have zinnias. Look at this salmon. It's absolutely beautiful. And there's a lot of variation on the shades. And of course, Benary's lime green. These are not giants, but they are doubles. Look at that guy. How pretty. And they just make everything pop. And they too get dirty quick. So you have to harvest them earlier than later. And look at this giant cactus mix. A totally different color mix, right? But remember, they have different petals. Some people love them, some people don't. So you have to really test the waters. And then this is Inca cactus. This is another one. See how frilly the petals are? Some people call them frilly, some people call them old. So you have to just see what your customers are all about. And then this is Uproar Rose, which is a color that is not in the Benary's. This is an incredibly productive variety of zinnia, and it's just a fluorescent color. It's really, really pretty. And is this not made for fall? This is Zowie. I only grow this for fall. Look how beautiful those colors are. They're beautiful. And then this is my favorite. These are Oklahomas. These are like baby Benary's, y'all. They're doubles. They're all the same colors pretty much. That color wasn't in there. All those colors. And they're just smaller, so it really gives you a nice variation, right? Then the Queen series was made for fall, right? It's these romantic, soft, muted colors. This is the lime orange. And then look at this one, y'all. It's lemon peach. Oh, these are so beautiful, y'all. So very, very beautiful. And then this,
Orange.
this is just a solid orange, which is in the Queen family. And it's a smaller bloom. So if in fall, you can just always have those, right? And then this is lemon blotch. This is one of my favorites. I love the lime. And then see how there's this pink blush in the middle. Really beautiful. This is the Queen Lime, which is just a smaller bloom than the Benary's Giant. And the Benary's Giants also are more reliably double in my experience. And then look at this, y'all. This is the Lime Red. How beautiful are these? Was that not made for fall? Imagine this with the Kramer's Coxcomb. Unbelievable. And then we have a bunch of Gumpfrinas. And so this is the Audra Pink. And this is a great color. I mean, we are drying so much Gumphrina to make a wreath with. Really beautiful. And then this is the bicolor. How cool is that, right? Not only are they amazing fresh, they're amazing dried. And then the white is super useful. And this is one of the cleanest white flowers I've ever grown, is this Audra White. And friends, Coxcomb is just busting loose around here. This is the Corona, or some people call it the bicolor, and it's a mix. There's yellow and red, and then there's this color called fire. This is a great fall mix. You know, I wouldn't plant this for early summer, but for now. And then this is the orange red. This is the most productive Coxcomb I have ever grown. This supported our supermarket bouquet program, and y'all look, spring green. This is a single stem Coxcomb, pricey seed. If you're a beginner, I would say this is not the one I would go to first. This is what you grow when you have commercial customers, florists, and designers, because you have to charge accordingly. The stem length is amazing. So that's spring green. We started that every week. And then this is ACT, not Ask You.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know so I'm going to take, this is ACT. You can find it in the app. It's the mix, and this is Bobo's favorite. She absolutely loves the color. The colors in here are like no other. Really beautiful. Then this, which has limited availability. When this seed is gone, we won't have it anymore. This is Jura Salmon, and it is a gorgeous color. We had this grown for us last year. Really beautiful. And then y'all know I love orange, right? This is persimmon. I mean, this is such a great bouquet color. It's hot popping color. It's a branching coxcomb, super productive. And then look at this. I mean, you could use tons of this all summer and then into the fall, right? Really gorgeous gold. And then this is the coxcomb mix, which has a mix of colors. And you know, when you're first starting out, this is where I'd go. Go to the mix and try out and meet all the colors, right? And here is that one I said would be so gorgeous with the queen zinnias. This is Kramer's mix. It has burgundy, rose, and lime green. This is the best drying coxcomb of all of them. Holds their color the best. And then, of course, plumes are just as important. This is flamingo feather, and this is just a great color. Super nice. And this dries. Oh, we dry everything, but that dries so cool. It's a real bright blondie kind of color. And then sylphage, y'all. I mean, this is the spike that goes with everything. Totally love it. It's another pricey seed, but it's productive. And, you know, there's a reason that it costs more. It's just been hybridized. It's amazing. We absolutely love it. When you harvest it on time, right? And then look at, this is the Sunday mix. Did y'all see my demonstration on social media of cutting this bed out in the garden? This was, I mean, the stem length on these guys is just amazing. Sunday mix has that great orange color and just beautiful, beautiful colors. The colors are available all separately, and almost everything we're talking about, you can find them individually. This is the gold Sunday, which is kind of a crazy bloom. Some people love it, some people don't, but it's a great color. And then, of course, my favorite is the Sunday orange. I mean, aren't you in love, y'all? Look at this. This is the bright pink Sunday. This is like the color of bubble gum. This is a great color to have all summer and into fall, and the stem length is pretty fabulous. And then this is High Z, not a Sunday. I love this one because of the color of the stem. The foliage is a little bit different, and it's just a great magenta color. And then our Texas plumes, which that's what this is. The Texas plumes are taller than I am, so height is not an issue. And then it has a nice mix, and the plumes are large. It's pretty dadgum amazing. It's really, really beautiful. Then this is Selway terracotta, and this is just a great color. It's like terracotta, y'all. What a great color. And what I love about these blooms is their structure is just different, right? They have lots of little plumes together. And then think about this. This is Mahogany Splenda, and you would not want to grow many of these. It's incredibly productive. We probably get 50 stems off of one plant. And I don't want this in June and July. I want it in September and October. So that is one stem, and it's super easy to grow. Now, this is a grass that we grow as long as we can. This is limelight millet. And see all the different heads? That's just different levels of maturity, y'all. This is really, really a cool one. I love cutting it just as it's emerging up until it's doing this. Dries beautifully. You can make wreaths out of it. It is really beautiful. And then we talked about straw flowers earlier. I ran out and cut these this morning. This is the peach mix. Who couldn't use a ton of this, right? Not only does it dry looking just like this, it is great for a bouquet ingredient. And of course, our Cosmos are rocking on. This is my favorite white. It's called Fizzy White, and it has double ruffles, and really, really love that. And then we have...
Oh, this is Fizzy?
We
had it this afternoon.
Yeah, sorry. So Fizzy is what that is. So Fizzy, it's here in the app. You'll just have to go find it. This is the double click mix. There's also more white, but I planted primarily the cranberries and the bonbon. But you can buy a mix, or you can find all the colors individually. Is this cranberry not like perfect for fall, right? And we've started cutting eucalyptus, y'all. This is parvula gum, which is my favorite. It's the best drying eucalyptus. It didn't shrivel for me. It's got a smaller, darker color leaf. It's pretty amazing. And look at this polyanthumus. I love this one, y'all. Look at these leaves. They are really cool. I think I want to take that bunch in my house. And then look at this. This is silver dollar. This is the most common one that people see. And they're all just super useful this time of the year. And of course, we have tons of basil. This is the cardinal, which I find to be really conducive, to be great for fall. It's got a flatter, wider flower. It's really beautiful. And friends, nobody has ever had enough sunflowers for fall. I mean, grow the bicolors, grow all the colors, have different varieties, grow them small like we do, so that they're really, really useful. This is the bouquet mix, which has a variety of the orange ones. And then marigold, y'all. This is the white swan, no fragrant marigold. This marigold virtually has no fragrance, because you know it's the foliage that makes marigold smell. But that's not a problem. And this is a buttercream color. It is super amazing. And then look at this. This is the marigold mix, and this does have a fragrance, right? And so this has gold, the yellow, and the orange, and it's really beautiful. Kind of looks like candy corn, right? And then our rooster peppers, which we'll be seeing a lot of these guys. So this is how it comes out of the garden, and I'm going to strip it for you. But this is what we're looking for. Can you imagine putting this in a bouquet? People love these. I mean, it really creates interest. And this is what's unique about the rooster peppers. They are super easy to strip. See, I'm just grabbing the ends of the leaves and pulling them down. I mean, it literally just takes a few seconds, and you have a beautiful, stripped, high-value crop, where most peppers aren't that way. So the rooster pepper seed is a seed that we actually produce, and you will love them. So that's a great fall crop. And of course, we absolutely love our little spinning gourds. This is it, y'all. This is as big as they get. Having a bowl of these on your table for fall decoration, Thanksgiving, is pretty amazing. It's super easy to grow. You need to get it on your calendar to grow it next year, and then drying it. This is a dry one. You can see it just needs a little bubble bath to clean it up. And then Susie, she made these last year. These are little ghosts. We use these at Halloween decoration. They make amazing Christmas ornaments. If you want to have a craft for your kid to do all winter long, here's a clean one. You can drill a hole in the top. The spinning gourds are super duper cool. So now, friends, it is time to wrap up. Remember to stick around for the Q&A at the end. But I just want to remind everybody that over on our big website, thegardenersworkshop.com, you will find so much stuff. And we know that we have so much that it overwhelms people. But what you're going to find over there, you can just go over there and swim around. We have a blog. We have videos. We have lots of resources. You can connect with our 2 podcasts. We have Field and Garden. And then we also have Seed Talk. And like yesterday's Seed Talk that dropped was 3 perennials to plant this fall with Dave Dowling. Lane and I chatted with Dave, and it was so great. So check that out, and you can subscribe to both of our podcasts so you don't miss them. So we host every Wednesday at 12:30 on Instagram. We host Ask a Flower Farmer. We have different people coming through. This coming week, I'm actually hosting Ask a Flower Farmer for about 30 minutes. We answer questions. And remember to meet me back here next week, right here at the same time, 12 noon Eastern time, inside the app. And next week is caring for your fall transplants and seedlings. And so, friends, now it's time to see who our lucky winner that's going to get a $25 credit dropped right into their cart. And I hope you're here, because you have to be here to claim it. And our winner today is Amanda Johnson. Amanda, if you are here, give us a shout out. Congratulations. So Amanda Johnson, you have won the $25 store credit. So Amanda, if you're here, just yell out in the comments that you're here, and the girls will load that credit right into your cart to be ready and waiting. All right, friends. So if you're signing off, thanks for joining us. But if you're hanging around, the Q&A is here. So let's pick a couple of questions. All right, let's see. How much of the mosquito bits do you put in your water? I basically follow the directions. So depending on what size your watering can is, if it's a gallon, I think it's a tablespoon. So, I mean, it's actually labeled for fungus gnats. So just read the directions and go accordingly there. I'm all about directions, y'all. Putting too much is a waste. Not putting enough is ineffective. So on everything, flour, food, mosquito bits, you always should know how much water you have and what you're supposed to put in there, right? Can I grow on a slope? Bad idea. So somebody's asking, they must have a sloping yard or something. Depends on, are you just a gentle slope or are you a slope? A very gentle slope that's facing the south is like the most perfect conditions to grow in. But I would definitely enter that question into a search engine because you'll come up and it would really depend on how much I mean, are you talking a hill or a slope? And it'll give you some ideas. I mean, really the biggest issue really oftentimes is runoff, right? Taking your mulch and your soil away. So that's what I would actually enter that into a search engine to find out what you have and then what the suggestion is. And it's always best to go with websites that have either .edu or .org, which are either botanical gardens or colleges, and those places have the best answers most often. Do you soak eucalyptus in glycerin to preserve it? No, we don't do any steps whatsoever to preserve everything. When you're a flower farm, you are so busy, and I'm actually going to get on my horse about this the next 2 weeks. People want to become flower farmers and instantly start flower arranging without any, and when I say flower arranging, I don't mean making bouquets. I mean making arrangements to charge people to give them away. Becoming a flower farmer, aka flower grower, is a huge undertaking. But then to become a cut flower grower that then dries stuff other than just hanging it to air dry is a whole nother undertaking. So we've never gone down that road before. So we just hang stuff and we see what dries great air dried and continue to do that. So that's kind of what our method of madness has been. So let's see. How many large green trays would fit under your grow light? 2 back to back or 2 or 3? So our grow light, if you're talking about the 2-foot tabletop grow light that we have, 4 fit under there. So that's 400 little soil blocks. It's pretty amazing. Our 4-foot tabletop grow light, and you'll find our tabletop grow lights over on our website. They are not here inside the app. Believe it or not, our 4-foot tabletop grow light will support 7 of those green trays, and that is 700 transplants. We did so many videos of that back in the spring. Super space savvy, incredibly easy to grow. And I'll take one last question. Desiccant packs, how long do they last? So what happens with the desiccant packs, when you get them, they're loose, you can feel the little granules in there. When the pack gets tight and you can't tell they're granules, that means it's not useful anymore. You can go online and find ways to, I don't know what you do to them, bake them or something, I'm not sure. But you can reinvigorate them, or you can just buy more. They're fairly inexpensive, and I'm not real sure about putting anything in my oven that looks like this. I don't know about you. So yeah, that's how you know when they actually what?
Can I show you some? Somebody says they can't figure out how to delete something from their cart.
Okay, so somebody has a question about deleting something from their cart. So,
when you go to that screen and the subtotal will say 1 shipment, if you click on that, it'll show you your cart where you can add and delete.
so say that again.
So the subtotal.
At the checkout screen.
There's subtotal, and then I clicked on 1 shipment.
And that allows you, okay.
If you need to change anything.
Right. So it allows you to go into your shopping cart. Okay. So hopefully that helps. When you're at the checkout, you hit the 1 shipment. It's hyperlinked. It's green. Touch that and it brings up your list of items that are in your cart. And that allows you to delete items there. So y'all, thank you so much for joining us here today. I hope to see you next Wednesday at Ask a Flower Farmer. I hope you have a great Labor Day. We are knee deep in starting cool flowers here on the farm, and maybe that's what you're going to spend your weekend doing. So best of luck to you, and friends, until we meet again. Ciao.